computer. All right. So welcome to April, again, crazy, right? April 4th. We go over a couple things really quick before we hand the call over to our guest speaker who's graciously on our call tonight. First and foremost, Super Saturday this weekend. You guys do your best to get to one. If you have to drive a little ways or whatever, there are going to be some announcements. I don't know what they are yet, but we have some exciting things coming up. I know that for sure. And I also know that it sounds like the International is going to be announced at the end of May. So we have Super Saturday announcements, and then we have International coming up in May, which is amazing. So exciting. So definitely try to get the Super Saturday if you can. All right. So not to beat a dead horse, but you know. Okay. So Billy says he's having turkey spaghetti with veggie noodles. All right. It looks amazing. Your food is always amazing. Okay. Second, obviously the All Access Challenge Pack is amazingly priced right now. You guys leverage the crap out of it. $160 for everything that you can ever get for your, your fitness, your nutrition, for results. So follow up with anybody you've ever talked to, ever. If you've been a coach for 4 years, go back, talk to people. This is insane. This month should blow up. Every person on this call and everybody else should have Success Club like 50. Like, there's no reason why we can't leverage this for this month and through the rest of the year. So this is just to set us up for the rest of the year to help a lot of people. So, use it on social media. You don't have to plaster the price out there. If you don't want to, just be creative in how you post, reach out to people, follow up with people, invite people, all that good stuff. Start a new challenge group. Obviously, every month you should, but this is like definitely a must for this month. Sneak peek for our team starts on Monday through Friday, the 10th through the 14th. So I'm going to create the event probably tomorrow evening. Go ahead and get people on board with that. And that's it for everything. Housekeeping wise, I'm going to have to go through and read all the kudos because our guest speaker, and correct me if I'm misspelling or mispronouncing your name, Carolyn Marrone. Okay. She it's funny because we were exchanging like accolades or whatever, and we have a lot of the same ones. So we're actually swapping calls. I'm doing hers tomorrow night, and she's doing ours tonight, obviously. She is a 6-star diamond, Premier 2015, number 87 out of the whole network for 2016/17. Elite, obviously. Success Club 10 legend. That means at least 24 months consecutive for Success Club 10. Amazing. Retired as a teacher at 23. Hello. And she is a team leader on the leadership ladder and currently ranked 108, but it sounds like she will be moving up in rank with her team very soon. So we'll find that out next Friday when we get the elite report. So anyway, she's going to share what's working for her. Obviously, she's had a lot of success, and I can't wait to hear from her. So you just take it away, and I'm going to shut up now.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for that introduction. It's really cool to hear all of those things. It's kind of very humbling. I just want to let you know I'm not anyone special. I'm just a girl who went for it, and you can do everything that I've done. It's not like if everyone has done what you want to do, so you can totally do it. I wanted to give you a little bit of my story because I'm not sure that any of you really know me. I'm not popular in the Beachbody world yet. But my name is Carolyn. I'm currently 24. I just turned 24 in February. I started coaching when I was 22. I was just out of college. I was about 15 or so pounds heavier. As I think we all know, the freshman 15. I just continued to gain weight throughout the entire 4 years of college. And that had a lot to do with drinking and eating food at 2 in the morning that you shouldn't even eat if it was a normal hour of the day. But I did end up putting on a lot of weight, and I was always super active in high school. I played sports. I've done Taekwondo since I was 9. I did field hockey, lacrosse, so I was always moving. And then I went to college and I didn't do anything but drink and go to parties. So obviously I gained a bunch of weight. I needed a way to get out of that because that was not okay. And it wasn't so much just because I didn't look good. It was more so I didn't know who I was anymore. I wasn't that girl who in high school did those things. I just kind of turned into that girl in college, and I kind of lost myself. So after I was like getting ready to graduate, it was around April, May, actually around this time, I decided I needed to change, and I purchased a 21-day fix from a ex-boyfriend's mom, and I did the program and I got awesome results. I was never put in a challenge group. I had no idea what a coach was. I had like no clue that this whole network even existed. I just knew that 21-day fix was what like was all the rave, and I was going to do it. So I committed to the program. I lost like 6 or 7 pounds in my first round. I did it again. I lost another 6 or 7. So I was down about 12 to 14 pounds just from doing 2 rounds. And I felt amazing. I actually am on the infomercial if you've seen it. But my after I had finished like my 2 rounds of 21-day fix, I didn't think that I could afford the Shakeology anymore because I was a student in college. I was broke as a joke. I always say like I had no job. I had no money coming in. I just had whatever I saved from the summer before. So I actually canceled my Shakeology and stopped drinking it, and I felt like shit again. And then my other friend, who actually is the coach that I ended up signing up with, she posted before and after of some 3-day thing that she did, and I was like, oh wow, like tell me more about it. I need to do that because I was feeling like I needed to do something again. And she told me it was the 3-day refresh and Shakeology, and I'm like, oh wow, I had no idea that that's what you were doing. So she had told me, oh, well, if you sign up as a coach, you'll get it cheaper. So I was like, okay, sure, we'll do it that way. I literally had no intentions of working this business. I didn't even know that it was like a business. I just had absolutely no intentions. I never thought I would be doing something like this ever. So don't discount anybody. That's a lesson learned. I was a discount coach, and now I do this full time. So you never know what, if you sign up a coach and you just kind of sign them up like, oh yeah, well you can get a discount. I would try not to just say like, hey, you can get a discount, because doing that, you're just kind of making them feel like they're not good for anything but a discount. So I would always lead with the business opportunity. And then if they don't want that, then default to the discount. Don't always just say, oh, you'll get your shakes cheaper, because then you're going to get somebody who may not realize that they can actually like build a business, or they may think that you don't think they'd be able to. So after I started, I was working for 6 months, like kind of half-assing it, because I really didn't want to do it. I was just kind of doing it for fun. And people asked me like, oh, what are you doing? And I told them the same thing. Oh, you get it cheaper if you're a coach. So I had enrolled my first month, and I hit Success Club, and I'm like, cool, I guess I can do this for fun. So I was doing that. I was hitting Success Club every month, and I was also teaching. I was in my first year of kindergarten teaching. So it was crazy. But I soon realized that this was more fun for me than teaching. This was more fulfilling for me than teaching. And this was a more positive environment than teaching was for me anyway. I don't know if any of you are teachers. If you are, I try to avoid the teacher's room at all costs. It's all just people complaining about everything. How they don't make enough money, they don't have enough time to hang out with their families, they don't get to go on trips and do things. And I was sitting there like, wow, I don't want that to be me. So that's why I decided in January of that year, 2015, was when I really decided to go for it. So they say that everyone has 2 dates. You have the date that you signed up, and you have the date that you like actually started to do something. So if you're sitting here and you signed up like 6 months ago and now you're finally on a team call, don't think those 6 months were wasted. Just treat today as day one and just go all in. And that's what I did. January, I went to my first Super Saturday. So this kind of just solidifies the go to live events. But I went to my first Super Saturday, Emerald coach. My mom was one of my coaches, so I don't even know if I can count that. I had 0 Success Club points. It was January 11th. I remember it like like it was yesterday. And I left that Super Saturday and I hit Success Club 24 in January. And from then on, I've never hit anything lower than like maybe 18. But I just continued to consistently do it. And that year we went from an Emerald team to a 3-star Diamond Premier team. So if you're sitting here as a brand new coach, I don't know how many of you are brand new or how many of you have been here for longer than a year or two, or I don't know. I know Natalie's been coaching for a while, so maybe you have some people here that have been as well. But don't think that since you're just starting now that you can't be elite by the end of the year. You can't be premier by the end of the year. You can't reach those goals by the end of the year because it's a brand new quarter. I don't know if you realize that, but March 29th started the new quarter. So just treat it like it's a brand new year. It's another chance to hit your goals and it's another chance to start going towards them. So that's going to lead into my call. I'm going to be talking about how to realize when you need to make changes in your business and how to effectively make changes and not avoid making changes when things aren't working. Because that's very important. I make changes all the time. I don't change things every week because that would confuse people. But if you have a system that's not working, then it means you need to change it. So let me pull up my slides really quickly. And before I even talk about anything, I want to just preface this. If you are doing something in your business that's working and I say that I'm doing something else and what you're already doing is working for you, don't go back and say, oh, wow, look, this girl is doing it this way, so I need to change everything I'm doing because she's having success doing that, so maybe I should try that too. If you already have a system that's working, don't reinvent what you're doing. But if you have something that's not working and maybe something that I shared today will help you, then totally, by all means, change what you're doing. Okay, so there are 3 areas in your business that I'm going to focus on today, and those are your goals, your activities, and your mindset. So I'm going to get kind of deep with you a little bit later, but I wanted to just kind of explain these 3 areas first. So your goals. We all know what goals are. We all have goals. When you sign up as a coach, you're asked well, what are your goals? What is your why? And it's more than just writing things down on a piece of paper and hanging them up and then forgetting about them. Your goals are what you want to accomplish in this business, in your life, for your family. It's not just, I want to be a diamond, I want to be an emerald, I want to hit Success Club. Those are business goals, but you're more than Beachbody. You have other goals in your life, and Beachbody is the outlet that's going to help you achieve all of your goals in your whole life. So what do you want to accomplish? You need to know what you want before you start doing anything. If you don't know what you want, you're just going to be throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that some of it sticks, and you're not going to know why you're actually here. You're going to be on your computer talking to people and you're not going to know what you're doing. It's not going to work. So the second area that I want to focus on are your activities. This is what activities are you doing that are going to get you to your goals. So in order to even start, like I said, and do your activities, you need to know what you want, and those are your goals. And they will change as life changes, as you move, as you get a new job, as you have a baby, as you get a puppy, different things in your life are going to change, and your activities are going to have to change around those things. And that's just something that we're very fortunate we can do. We can adjust our schedule and our business hours and things based on what works the best for us. And then your mindset, how are you feeding your mind? Or are you feeding your mind? I know that when I signed up as a coach and I decided I wanted to do this and was told that I needed to do personal development, I thought my coach was crazy. And I told her, well, I don't read. I was an English major and I was a teacher and I still don't like reading. So it doesn't make any sense. But she was like, yeah, well, you can read or you can listen to audios, or I still didn't get it. I thought personal development was for people who had problems. For people who go and talk to a shrink. I thought that's what personal development was. I had no idea what it meant until I really started diving into it. And now I'm obsessed with it. So you'll learn a little bit more about how I do my personal development later on, but just know that you need to be doing it, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or an hour, half an hour, whatever you're doing, as long as it's something that you need, because the same thing that I listen to may not be what you need. So you really need to figure out what kind of personal development you need, because it's not going to be the same as your friend who's a coach too, because they might be going through different challenges You might need something on leadership. They might need something on confidence. So it really just depends on what you need. Okay. So going back to your goals, you need to decide today, are you building for income or are you building for recognition? It sucks having to make the decision, especially if you're somebody like me who wants both, which, let's be honest, it's really cool to be recognized and it's really cool to make money at the same time. So you need to decide, are you building for elite? Are you building for premier? Are you building for 2-star, 5, 10, 15, top 10? Are you building to be in the Millionaires Club? Are you building to have that financial freedom award? What is more important to you? Not what's important to your coach, not what's important to like what they want to achieve, it's what you want. So if your coach wants you to be a diamond so they can be star diamond, like that's not what you want to do. If you are building for income and it makes more sense for you to keep stacking a certain leg to make money and that works for you, do it because it's what you want. But side note, hitting diamonds is going to help make you get some income. So don't think I told you like not to hit diamond. Definitely that's the way to get there. But for some people, it happens together. So right now, last year, I was really shooting for elite. I knew that our team could do it. We had all the points. We literally just needed the diamonds. We had all the points like before the end of the year even happened. So that was my goal. I wanted to hit elite because I wanted to show our team that it was possible. Because once I hit elite now I feel like my coaches and my diamonds and my star diamonds see that it can be done. So that's why that was my biggest goal. Now, this year, I'd love to be elite again. And do I think we will be elite again? Yes. Is that my main focus? No, because I'm getting married next year and we need money for that. So at the same time, while I know that we'll be elite and that is on my radar, my focus is shifting towards income. So where I'm placing people, how I'm building, all of those decisions I'm making have to be based on what my goal is. Luckily for me, it kind of all will happen together because where I need to build is also where I need diamonds. So that's one lucky situation for me. But it's not always that way. So you need to figure out what is more important to you. The second thing is your activities. So how do you structure your day? Do you wake up early? Do you wake up later? Do you have a to-do list? Do you have some sort of structure? Maybe you have a desk calendar. Maybe you have a planner. Maybe you have like an online type of organizer. Maybe you're OCD like me and have all three. Whatever works for you, that's what you need to do. If I don't write something down in 2 seconds, I'll forget it. That's just how I am. I swear it has to do with when I fell and hit my head in college at a party. Ever since then, I can't remember anything. But whatever works for you, you need to have some sort of system. You can't just wake up and be like, okay, I'm gonna work today. Maybe I'll talk to some people on Instagram now, and maybe later I'll go on Facebook for a little bit. You need to have a structure, especially if you're working full-time from home. You need that more than when you have a job. Because for me, when I left my job and I did this full-time, I was less productive in the beginning because I was like, well, I have the whole day. I have all day to do all of these things. And then nothing would get done because I would be like, oh, well, shit, it's the next day already, so I'll do it tomorrow. You really need to treat it like a job, not like a hobby. Because if you treat it like a job, it's going to pay like a job. If you treat it like a hobby, it's just going to be like a hobby that kind of pays a little bit well. You also want to work with the willing. This is something that is so, so important. If you have coaches on your team who you're dragging through the mud and they're not doing anything and you're giving your time to them, when you add something to your plate, you have to take something off. So if you're giving your time to people who aren't deserving of it and they're not doing anything, you're also taking time away from your rock stars, your gold ships, those coaches who really deserve your time. So you need to work with the willing, and you need to let that be known in your team that I am only going to be, like, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, we don't have a call. And it's hard. It's really hard to do that, especially when you like the people you work with, and I hope you do because you picked them. But it's really hard to do that, but it's something that you need to do. And the sooner you get used to doing it, it's not going to be very hard once you do it more, like a lot. You also want to focus 70% of your time, or maybe a little bit more, maybe 80% on coach invites and challenger invites and your business. You can't just spend, like, you can't just hit diamond and go in management mode, which is another mistake that I made. And like, oh, I'm a diamond now, I got to make sure everybody else is working hard and hitting their goals. No, you need to focus on yourself and getting your shit done. And then you can focus the rest of your time on your coaches and your team and your challengers and things like that. And you also need a system for tracking people because, let's be honest, people slip through the cracks. So you need a system that is easy to use, that's easily duplicatable from you to your new coaches, so you can show them this is how I do it. Give them a couple different options, I guess. But I have used so many different systems. Currently, I'm using Asana, and I love it. It's free. It's great. Anything that's free is great. But it's really helpful with keeping track of everything, like not just my invites and my people I'm talking to, but I have daily reminders, weekly reminders. If I'm like out at the store and I'm like, oh, I gotta mail something when I get home, I can add it and it'll go onto my thing, and when I log in, I'll see it. So it's really helpful, and I need reminders like that all the time, so that works for me. Okay, so the other thing, personal development, you need to figure out what time you're gonna do it. If you don't schedule it, it's not gonna happen. And when you get really busy, the thing that usually falls off your plate is personal development. And that's the thing that we need the most. I know it doesn't seem like that's really gonna build your business, but it really is, because when you're doing it, you're gonna be posting better. You're gonna be talking to people better. You're gonna be understanding objections better and not be getting pissed off when somebody tells you, I don't have money right now, and then you go see that they got a brand new tattoo. Like, that's not going to bother you anymore, because you're going to know, well, they just don't have their priorities straight. It's not right for them right now. That's why you need it. It's kind of like that blanket that security blanket, you need it. So it's important to know when you're doing it and for how long. Maybe, I do it more than once a day. I do 1 page in the morning of my daily devotional, and I have a journal. So I journal every morning. I'll write my takeaway from my daily devotional, and then I'll also do what I'm grateful for. I'll write a couple things I want to get done today. I write my mindset for the day, and then anything else that kind of just comes to mind, I'll write on that paper. And then I do one before I go to bed, 2 great things that happened today. What did I struggle with? What do I need to do tomorrow? And then last thought for the day. So that's how I kind of start and end my day. But I also listen to audios like throughout the day while I'm working. My favorites are Brendon Burchard, Shalene, obviously. Tony Robbins is awesome. And then The Joy Junkie. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she's really cool. So if you are somebody who likes people who, she's kind of like Jen Sincero. Like, she's not afraid to just tell you like it is and say curse words. And I like that. So I listen to her a lot, but just having it scheduled out is so important. And then I have a book that I read in the morning, like a couple pages of a personal development, like business type of book. And then I have another book that I read before I go to bed or by the pool, whatever I feel like doing that day. I was the girl who hated personal development, probably does more now than she ever did. And if there's times in your business where you feel like you're not moving forward and nothing's happening, you're probably not doing your personal development. And the best thing to do is do it in a place that you feel like a happy place. So if you are, sometimes I'll go by the pool, but sometimes I won't, because sometimes there's like 1,000 kids there and it's not a happy place. So I'll go somewhere else, quiet, and somewhere that I enjoy being. So it's your environment plays a huge role in your success too. If you have a messy desk, or at least if I have a messy desk, I can't work at my desk. I'll take my computer somewhere else and I'll go somewhere else and work. So that's my little piece on mindset. So now we're going to dive a little bit into some fun mindset stuff. And I love this kind of stuff. So if I start sweating and getting really passionate, just ignore it. But this is something that came from Brendon Burchard's High Performance Academy. Now, I had tickets to go, but I was also at Marketing Impact Academy the weekend before, so I decided to gift my 2 tickets to 2 of my diamond leaders, and they went to this event, and they had a blast. It was 10-hour sessions, like 10 hours of like content for 4 days. They came back, they looked like zombies, but they had such an amazing time, and it's helped their businesses so much, it's ridiculous. So there are 3 different types of life that you can potentially live. And as I go through these, I'm going to use a lot of analogies. I'm going to also ask that you think of a time in your business where you felt this specific way, or each specific way. So the first kind of life that you could potentially be living right now, and I hope you're not, is the caged life. So I'm going to compare this to taking an animal, like a wild animal, and throwing them in a cage and locking it, okay? So picture this animal in a cage. The first reaction, they're probably afraid because they're just gotten thrown in this cage, and they're going to start trying to get out of the cage. They're going to scratch at it or whatever they have, paws, tail, whatever. They're really going to try to get out of the cage, and they're going to give it their all to do so. So think about you as a brand new coach. You just signed up. You're probably scared shitless. You don't know what you're doing, but you're going to go. You're going to try. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep talking to people. You're going to keep posting. You're doing all these things. And then let's go back to that animal. So let's say you leave for like a month and you come back to the same animal in that cage, and the animal is probably kind of just chill. Like, I'm in the cage, whatever. Guess I'm not getting out of here. I've resigned. I've given up on trying to get out of this cage. So going back to you as a coach, brand new coach, you're doing all this work. You're not seeing anything. You're going to get like, oh, well, it's not doing anything. I guess, whatever, I should probably slow down. It's not getting me anywhere. I'm not moving forward. I'm just going to resign. So then you've resigned and you stop posting for a couple days. You stop doing your power hours. You stop doing personal development. Like, things one by one fall off and you just kind of resigned. So then once you've hit that point, you're going to start getting bitter, and you're going to say, well, people don't understand me. I'm not good at this. I'm just not meant to be a coach. People keep telling me they have no money, and I know they have money, and why can she do it? Or why is that coach hitting Success Club and I'm not? And you're just going to start like picking at yourself and being very bitter about the fact that you are not having success. And that is when a lot of people fall off, and that's when a lot of people quit. However, if we are conscious of where we are, we can move into the next type of life. So the next one, when I was saying that, how many of you have kind of felt that in your business? You've kind of been there. I feel like we all have. I have too. I actually almost quit the month before my business took off. I almost quit that December before the January that I went to Super Saturday. So I was living the caged life at that point. So then the second life, and I want you to think about your business again, is the comfortable life. So this is where you've busted out of the cage. You've had success. You're helping people. Maybe you're hitting Success Club every month. Maybe you are signing up coaches. You're helping them. You're doing really well. You're happy. You're content. You're okay, but you're not growing. You're kind of just like, I'm doing it. I'm successful, but I'm just kind of stuck. I'm not going anywhere, and I don't know what to do, but just keep doing what I'm doing, but it's not moving me anywhere. I'm just kind of comfortable. Like, it's okay. It's great. It's the level of success, but it's not where you want to be. So how many people feel like they're in the comfortable life right now? They're kind of like stuck. They want to be somewhere, but they don't know how to get there. But they're not failing. They're having success in their business, but they're just not having the level of success that they want to have. Okay? Now, the next life is the life that I want all of us to live, and this is the charged life. So this is when you're engaged, you're energized, you're enthusiastic about what you're doing. You're hitting Success Club 20. You're bringing on coaches. They're hitting Success Club. Your team is thriving. You have an awesome team culture. You're so excited. You wake up every morning with a shit grin on your face because you get to do this every single day. That's the charged life. And that's the people who are living the charged life every single day, the people who wake up energized and excited about what they do, and they're not going to let anything like get to them. Those are the people that have the highest performance of success. Not the people who feel like, oh, this person's better than me. Not the people who are like, well, I'm having success. It's just not massive success, but it's success. The people who always crave more, the people who always do 10 times what they normally would do, those are the people that have the greatest level of success in this business. So all of us can do that. Every single one of us can do that and live the charged life. So that brings me to this other a little deep kind of mindset type of thing. So I didn't make this. This comes from Tony Robbins. although I'd like to take credit for it. I did make the slide. But basically, this is the success cycle. And what this means is success is a circular type of process, I guess we can call it. So every single person on this call, every single person in this business, every single person in the world pretty much has the same potential to achieve success as every other person. But let's just look at this business. Every coach that signs up gets a coach. Some of them don't have the support that others do, but we all get the same resources. We all have the same programs. We all have the same nutrition plans. We all have the same tools. So why is it that some people succeed and others don't? And a lot of that has to do with the actions that they're taking. So the actions that you take as a human being or as a coach in this business are directly proportional to the potential that you believe you have. So if you feel like you don't have a lot of potential, you're probably not going to take massive action. But if you feel like, hell yeah, I can crush this, you're really going to go for it. You're going to give it your all every day, and you're going to succeed. Now, when you do that and you take massive action, you're going to get results, because that's what happens when you do things. You get results. And those results that you get from taking massive action based on the potential that you believe that you have determine your belief. So if you really believe you can do it, and you feel like you have potential, you take massive action, you get results, it's going to reinforce that belief, like, yeah, I can do this. So think of that first time when you hit Success Club. You're a brand new coach. You felt like you really could do it. Like, yeah, I know 3 people. I can do this. You started talking to people. You got the results that you were looking for because you were talking to a lot of people. And it reinforced that belief. Like, yeah, I can do this. This is easy. And then you did it again, and you hit Success Club again. And you just keep doing it. And as you continue to succeed, you're reinforcing that belief that you can do it. So, but what happens when we fail and we don't succeed? We cannot let that reinforce the belief that we can't do it, or else we're just going to keep thinking that, and we're just going to keep going downward spiral. But then we also have coaches who feel that they can do it. They're taking massive action and they're not seeing the results. So this is kind of where it backfires. You're doing everything. You really think you feel like you have potential. You are taking action and you are not seeing results. Then that goes back to your belief. So if you don't have that belief backing up your actions that you're taking, you're not going to go anywhere. So if you're messaging people and you're talking about this team that you would love for them to be a part of, or you're talking about your challenge group, but you really don't believe that you run a good challenge group, or you really don't believe that you could coach them to success, or you really don't believe that you're any good at coaching, you just are talking to them because you know that you're supposed to talk to a lot of people. That's not going to work either. You have to have that belief. The belief is the cornerstone of this cycle. And the sooner you build up that belief, the better and the quicker you're going to see success. And I've done this exercise with coaches one-on-one, and I've especially those coaches who are doing everything. We all have those coaches on our team. They're doing everything, and you don't know what to tell them. You're like, well, are you inviting every day? Yeah. Are you following up? Yes. Are you posting every day? Yes. Are you drinking your shake and doing your workouts and all of the vitals? Yes. So then it goes back to their belief. And then I usually dive deeper and figure out that they really don't think they can do it, or they have another problem that's weighing on their mind that's preventing them from feeling like they can do it. So that's where I help them pick out a personal development book that's going to help them with that issue that they're going through. And that's when you see them feeling better and posting and talking to people and doing better in their business. So this is a great exercise to do with yourself too. If you ever feel like, well, I'm doing everything, but nothing's working, it all goes back to that personal development and whether or not you believe you can do it. Okay, so I have some homework because I'm a teacher, and that's what teachers do. They assign homework. So I wanted to have you guys answer these questions, and I don't know how Natalie wants to do this, but maybe she wants to post something in the team page and you guys just comment on a picture with your answers. But whatever you want to do, the first thing that I want you to do is, what kind of life are you living now? Think back of those caged, comfortable, and charged life. What kind of life are you living currently And what kind of life do you want to live? And I hope you want to live the charged life, but I'm going to let you answer that. The second one is, what are you doing in your business right now that's not working? And what is your action plan to fix it? So for example, last year, 3-day sneak peeks were not working for our team. It was just like getting people to volunteer was a hassle. Getting people to actually like join the group it was really hard. And then also keeping people engaged over the course of 3 days, which it's only 3 days, but it was really hard. So what we did, we made an action plan to fix it, and we changed our approach. And now we do 1 hour sneak peek, kind of, what are they called? 1 hour coach blitz, that's what we call it. And we go live on a event page, and every 5 minutes, somebody pops on and talks about a different topic. And those have worked wonderful for our team. So if something's not working, if it's broke, fix it. So what is one thing that is not working in your business, and what is your action plan to fix that? And then another question, and this is important for you to reflect and look at yourself. Where are you self-sabotaging? Are you somebody who compares yourself to other people? Are you somebody who is really working, you have a lot of weight to lose and you keep buying donuts, or you keep buying the snacks that you like? Are you somebody who, when you see others succeed, it makes you feel like you're not succeeding? If that's the case, then you know that little button on Facebook, the little arrow, you click it and you click unfollow, and then you don't have to see those people anymore. I've done that before. I've had to do that because I am personally somebody who, when I see somebody succeeding, or if I'm like kind of at the same level as that person and then they are higher than me, I compare myself, and that's not good. And I'm working on that. So I've had to unfollow people. I don't really follow any coaches, to be honest, except the coaches on my team, coaches who I'm like friends with, and maybe like 1 or 2 top coaches just because I like them. But I don't compare myself to Bonnie Engel. I don't compare myself to Amy Silverman. I know where I am is not at the same point in her business where she is. But if you're somebody who seeing other people succeed kind of like is hard for you to see, just click unfollow. They're not going to know. They're not going to know that you unfollowed them unless you unfriend them. Then they'll know. But if you unfollow somebody, you're still friends. You just don't see their stuff in your newsfeed. Or if you want to go even more radical and just eliminate your entire newsfeed like I do, then you can do that as well using Facebook Eradicator. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I'll show you what my Facebook looks like super quick so you can see. Stop. But when I log onto Facebook, this is what I see. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing to distract me. Nothing to make me sad. Nothing to make me upset. Nothing to look at but my inbox, and that's it. So this is super helpful if you're somebody who gets distracted as well. So that's like a little extra nugget. But that is all that I have. I know I talked really fast. I'm from New Jersey, and that's what we do, even though I live in Florida now. But yeah, I saw some hands, so you guys get it. But if you guys wanted to ask any questions, I'm totally open to hanging out for a little bit and answering some questions for you. But I hope that was helpful.
I have so many notes. It's insane. First of all, I think it's awesome that you are in your young 20s and you've had such success, because, you know, that's just really, really amazing. It really is.
Thank you.
Yeah. You said Joy Junkie. Is that?
Yeah. Cool. Actually, the mug that I posted today, I don't know if you saw it, but it says, "I'm currently not accepting any piles of shit." That's one of hers. Yeah. She's cool.
All right. Yeah, again, I've got so many things written down. The PD, scheduling that, amazing. The structure, finding what works for you, writing things down, feeding your mind. I mean, obviously, and those, and the whole, I just can't even. I can't. What do you guys have? I know you guys have some questions or comments or something.
Ask away. No.
We're not shy.
Did I blow your minds? You can't even speak? Just kidding.
There's so many things that you said that was just.
There's a couple in the chat. Let me see if there are questions. No. Turkey, spaghetti, and vegetables. That's all that's in there. What was the name of the tracker? The tracking system. I use Asana. It's ASANA. And it's a website, and it hooks up to your Google, like, Gmail kind of thing, so you can just use that login. And it also has an app on your phone, so if you're out and you have to add something to it, you can just add it on your phone. My Facebook page. That is a Google Chrome plugin, so you have to be using Google Chrome as your web browser, and then you just type in Facebook Eradicator, and then you install the plugin, and then it just takes everything away. And it's cool because the little quote that's there, it changes, but you can also put your own quotes, so you can put your why in there, and you'll see it every morning, which is kind of neat too.
Also, like, treating today as day one, no matter where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that, sometimes people fall off and then they get back on and they're like, okay, I'm ready now. Like, really, really ready. So there's nothing wrong with treating today as your day one, even if you've been a veteran coach or, you've whatever. So that was really, that stood out.
Definitely. Yeah, I've got a friend who treated like the first 2 years and didn't do anything, or maybe 3 years actually. And now he's a 6-figure earner. So anything is possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you first started, were the majority of your coaches people you knew online? Well, funny thing about the first coaches I signed up, they're no longer coaches. So when you hit Emerald, you hit Diamond, don't think you're done building, because you have to continue to add, because as quickly as you add, you're going to lose people. My first 2 coaches are not coaches. Like, the 2 coaches that got me to Emerald are no longer coaches. I have maybe 1 coach left from 2014 who's still with us. And then as far as my builders and my diamonds, I found all of them on Instagram, and they're all people that I didn't know at all before I started coaching. So yeah, some of my coaches are people that I knew or I was familiar with, but for me, it's kind of a weird situation, I guess. All of my diamonds are from Instagram except for 1. The other one is a friend that I knew from college. And then actually 4 of them are bridesmaids in my wedding. So we met on Instagram.
Wow, that's cool.
Bridesmaids.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What else, guys?
But if you were asking as far as who you should talk to, because I think that was kind of more of your question. In the beginning, yeah, it's more comfortable to talk to people you know. I personally think it's more comfortable talking to people you don't know, because they don't know anything about you and they have nothing to judge you on. But when you're talking and you're brand new and you're talking to people you know, it's important to also start talking to people you don't know at the same time. So you don't want to get to a point where, I've talked to everybody already, which, by the way, you'll never run out of your warm market. I'm still signing people up who I've talked to 2 years ago right now, actually this month. So don't think that you're ever going to run out of your warm market, because you're not. But it's also great to start talking to people you don't know while you're doing that, so that you can kind of go back and forth and you have a lot of people in your funnel that you're talking to all the time. How do you pinpoint what you're doing wrong? Well, when you're doing something wrong, you'll realize that no progress is happening. Nothing is moving forward. Maybe you have none of your coaches are rank advancing. Maybe you personally aren't having the kind of success that you wanted to see. Me personally, I am crazy goal planning OCD. So the beginning of the year, I made a year plan, but I didn't say, by the end of the year, I want to be this. I broke it down into 4 quarters and said, all right, this quarter, this is what I want to accomplish. Second quarter, this is what I want to accomplish. Third quarter and fourth quarter. So it's the end of the first quarter, and I'm looking and I'm seeing, okay, well, I achieved that. I did not achieve that. I'm not even close to achieving So that's how you can see if you're planning ahead and you're able to measure. It's all about tracking. What you track will grow. So you have to track and plan ahead. So let's say it's a brand new quarter right now. So in 90 days or in the next 3 months, where do you want to be? And then in 90 days, you can reevaluate and say, okay, well, I did this, I didn't do that, I did that. And if there's an area where you're really struggling, you'll know where to focus. Something else that I do with my coaches, my personally sponsored coaches, we do Thursday accountability calls. So every Thursday, only if they're actually like filling out their tracker, we'll come on and we'll look at their tracker. We'll see what they did well. I ask them, where did you do really well this week? What are you proud of? Where did you struggle? And then where do you want to focus your energy on for next week? So I'm always making them evaluate their progress. And when you do that all the time, like I do it every day, then you're going to see where you need to kind of tweak things and do things like that. But if you're not like self-evaluating, you're not going to know. So it really has a lot to do with that.
Do you use the activity tracker in the online office or?
Well, I helped each coach make their own because to me, I feel like that's so basic, but everyone starts off the same, but they add to it. Like, for example, it just says invites. So somebody who wants to be a diamond coach in 90 days, their number of invites per week is going to be higher than somebody who wants to be, I don't know, emerald or whatever. So I go, the first call that I do with them, not their getting started right call, it's like a call or two after that. We'll set up their tracker and I'll ask them what their goals are first. And then from that, we'll make their individual business activity tracker based on what their 90-day goals are. And I have one too, and mine looks very different than my coaches because I have other things on there. I have water on there because I can't drink water. And this bottle helps a lot, but tracking again. But anything that they need, like maybe they need accountability for water. Maybe they need accountability for sending friend requests because they just forget to do it. So I put that on there. Maybe some people are using Facebook and Instagram. Some people are just using Facebook. Some people are just using Instagram. So it's not fair to say like, here, take this. Everyone should do the same thing. It's going to work for everybody. Like everyone runs their business different. So the things that you're doing or the things that you maybe need accountability in, whether your coach is holding you accountable or you're holding yourself accountable to it, the accountability needs to be there. So that's why everyone's is different because it just depends on what your individual goals are. Because you can't tell somebody who wants to be like 5-star diamond elite by the end of the year, oh, 3 power threes. Like that's bullshit. That's not going to get you to elite by the end of the year, power of threes. Maybe a brand new coach, that's a great place to start, but not if you want to be like 5-star elite in a couple of months. It's just not going to happen, just being honest. So
very true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too much on Facebook, need to use Instagram, other sites. Think I would do better with strangers. Yeah, I mean, it's easy. You talk to a stranger, they don't like you, you never have to talk to them again. So it's not like somebody that you'll ever have to see again. And the other thing that's super important too, if you guys are looking to build a solid team of people that you really want to work with, is don't just ask everybody to be a coach. Really key in on who you want on your team and invite those people. I'm not saying that if somebody comes to you and they want to be a coach and they're like not your target market to like turn them away, but at the same time, I always ask myself this, and it kind of sounds stupid, but when it actually happened, it really made a lot more sense. I always ask myself, would I be comfortable sharing a bed with this person at Summit before I sign them up as a coach? Because last year I shared a bed with 5 coaches at Summit, and we were really close and had to be very comfortable with each other. And it was the first time that all of us like really met each other, and we all got along great because I feel like our team, we have that like a certain dynamic that we really try to attract those kind of people. And I mean, it really depends on how you want to build your business. Do you want to work with people you like? Do you want to work with people who, when they text you at 11:30 at night, you're going to get mad, or someone that you're going to be like really excited that they're texting you? So I always ask myself that. And yeah, a lot of them are strangers though. It's more fun actually meeting new people.
It is, but it's funny because when I first started, with the exception of like Nicole and Carrie and my first 9 months, I was reaching out more out to strangers than I was to my warm and hot market. And now I'm looking at my, friends that I went to high school with and that sort of thing. They're doing something else, right? They're doing skincare. They're doing something. So I'm like, I should have reached out, right?
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't have judged me. They love me because we've known each other forever. We were close. So I kind of regret now not reaching out to my closest friends because, well, when they wouldn't judge you, number one. Number two, they may join you. And, so I kind of regret that. But
it's a good place to start, though, people and then move on to but don't wait till you're like completely exhausted everybody and then try to figure out how to talk to people you don't know.
Right.
Yeah. What else does this say? How do you get the personal connection on Instagram? Do you inbox people? I could literally do an entire call on Instagram, but I comment on posts. I show them love. I like their stuff. I start conversations on posts sometimes. Sometimes I'll direct message them and then I'll like comment and say, hey, I messaged you, because a lot of people don't even know that Messenger exists on Instagram still, which is like mind blowing. But what I don't do is everyone who likes my post about coaching say, hey, I saw that you liked my post. Do you want to buy some stuff? Like, I get so many Instagram messages like that. And I feel bad for these people. Like, it doesn't even annoy me. I'm just like, it's like so bad. Like they don't know, like nobody's teaching them how to do this. But I know that we don't do that. I mean, I've gotten a few messages from coaches asking me to join a challenge group. And I've kindly just said, I'm actually a coach. But good luck on your journey, like things like that. Cause I know that nobody knows what a challenge group is except coaches anyway. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with just giving them love, building relationships, using hashtags to find the right kind of people, things like that. Anyone who likes your posts, anyone who follows you, like if they're doing that, they must like you. They must feel some kind of connection with you. And then making your Instagram a way for people to like be drawn to you. So if you go to my Instagram, I'll give you my handle so you can look at it. It's very unique, looks a little different than most. And it's at Cardio Livin. The last part, the Livin, is Lyvin. I can actually type it in here. And if you go there, I very rarely post like Beachbody stuff. It doesn't make sense, but I very rarely do. I post a lot of like lifestyle stuff and things that I like and things that are just not fitness. I post fitness too every once in a while. I post some quotes that have a lot to do with things that I like, but all of that's related to my avatar. So that's how I use it to have people like kind of find me and be attracted to my Instagram. And that's where like the right kind of people will start coming in. But it's a mix. It's like a whole separate system that you would have to do as far as messaging, or if you want to do comments. But Shalene Johnson has a great video on it, the 531 that she does. Very effective.
I've got a YouTube video of a coach friend of mine too, who's really into Instagram. I can post on the team page, so that'd be a different training or so. But because I'm definitely not an Instagram girl at all, but I know that it's a great avenue for a lot of people. Yeah, I'll post it, Debbie.
Yeah, like I primarily focus my day on Facebook. That's where I do my power hour. But the power of Instagram is just like, I'll literally like, okay, 20 minutes, I'll just go on Instagram and I'll have like 3 people wanting information about coaching. Just because I went to their page, I like their stuff, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, let's be friends. And, they add me on Facebook and I build a relationship there. And that's where all the magic happens, not on Instagram. A lot of it happens on Facebook. So you just got to get them over there.
All right, guys, we're almost at 9 o'clock, so let's go ahead. And so traditionally we take a picture at the end and we post. Okay. So thank you so much for all of that. Again, I'm going to have to listen to this again. It's one of those that you're just like, there's so much to it. So it was really awesome. Really, really, really awesome. And all of a sudden everybody's faces are coming on. Yay! Jen Max, do you want to get on? Maxwell, your beautiful face.
Mueller.
Hello? No? Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right. Thank you again so much. That was
Anytime.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you've got to share with our team tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. So just send me the Zoom link and I'll be there.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
Bye, everybody. Love you guys, and
Bye.
see you next week.